Hello everyone, I'm audible to you. Good morning
Good
to me,
afternoon, sir.
Sal. Good afternoon, good afternoon. कैसे हैं आप लोग? ठंड में आज तो विशाल भी नहीं आया यहाँ पे.
Sir, winter effect.
So today we will do two important chapter. जो छोटा ही है, ज़्यादा नहीं. क्वेश्चन आया हुआ एग्जाम में. कल हम पहले चैप्टर कर लेते हैं क्वेश्चन. So the chapter one chapter is
Sir, have you prepared the handout for this last two chapters?
yeah, I have prepared it, but I will send after this class.
Yes, yes, you can mail it.
Yeah, I have prepared it. Chapter 13 and 14 is prepared, and yeah, yeah, it is very cold. Especially this building is having more cold as compared to that building previous. उस building में थोड़ा कम cold होता है. Okay, so today's topic is Arab nationalism. क्या topic है? Arab nationalism. Okay. अरब का मतलब है स्पेशली अरब डज नॉट मीन सऊदी अरेबिया. ओके, अरब अरब मीन्स स्पेशली अ कंट्री विच इज अ पार्ट बेसिकली ऑफ मिडिल ईस्ट, है ना. सो अरब मीन्स होल मिडिल ईस्ट की बात हो रही है यहाँ पे. सो अरब, सो द टुडेस टॉपिक इज अरब नेशनलिज्म. सो द फर्स्ट थीम इज व्हाट इज अरब, है ना. अरब होता क्या है एंड व्हाट इज अरब, है ना. सबसे पहला है व्हाट इज अरब. All right, this is the first question. So Arab basically denotes many countries which especially came in the areas of Middle East. कहाँ पे आता है? Middle East में जितने भी बहुत सारे countries है, that country become Arab. ठीक है, Middle Eastern region. Okay, Middle East में. So which are the country in the Middle East? Let us see the example. So some of the country in the Middle East are Egypt, Syria. Out of the Middle East also Egypt, Syria, Lebanon, 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 Iraq, Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, then we have Iran, Sudan, Jordan, Turkey, and Yemen Republic. Apart from it, two states are also added in this Arab nation after some Palestine. Yes, very nice. Palestine also. So other nation which is especially added, one is a Palestine. Then we have Israel and Syria. Syria लिख दिया था ना? हाँ, Syria तो लिखा हुआ है. Okay. So these are the nations which especially form a group of Arabs. इसको हम अरब बोलते हैं. Okay. Everyone got the point? So this is the Arab nation. So what is Arab nationalism? Arab nationalism is talking about the idea, है ना. इनका main purpose क्या है? What is the main purpose? Okay. सबसे पहले अरब देख लिया. What is main purpose? So in the ancient time, in the ancient and medieval time, all these regions were ruled by one identity, that is Islam, है ना. Identity in this time was Islam. So Islam was अभी भी इस्लामी है, but Islam was flourishing in this nation in the ancient time, है ना. माइक डिस्टर्बेंस आ रहा है. Okay.
यस सर, जैसे आपका वॉइस क्लियर है लेकिन बीच बीच में बहुत ज्यादा डिस्टरबेंस आ रहा है, जैसे माइक मूव करते हैं तो होता है कभी कभार।
कि अब सही है?
यस सर, नाउ इट इज
Now?
फाइन, वी विल लेट यू नो व्हेनेवर इट विल कम।
ओके, शुड आई रिवाइज द थिंग जो मैंने भी बोला था पहले?
नहीं, आपका वॉइस क्लियर है, बस वो बीच में जैसे
All right.
नॉइज आ
All right.
रही है।
So we know what is the nation. These are the nation coming into Arabs. What is their main purpose? So in the ancient and medieval time, they had common political and cultural ideology. Okay. So these people had common cultural and political ideology from the past. So they had common political and cultural ideology from the ancient and medieval past. So basically, they wanted to unite themselves, है ना, ये अपने आप को unite करना चाहते थे through how? So they wanted to unite themselves. They wanted to unite themselves, especially in case of especially in case of their identity, because all of them were same in the past. In case of their identity, in case of their history, because their history was common, their identity was common, and then also their world heritage, है ना. So their heritage, cultural and the other social heritage was the same. So these people wanted to unite themselves, है ना, अपने आप को unite करना चाहते थे. They wanted to celebrate the Arab history and civilization together. So ये कब आया? तो especially these themes came into the three factor, तीन चीजों के बस में, मतलब because of three things this came into existence, है ना, तीन रीजन के वजह से. So purpose हमने देख लिया, what is their main purpose? Common, they had a common political and cultural ideology, so they wanted to unite because they had a common identity, history and culture, heritage and all. Okay, so the point is that when, कब ये चीज की है, मतलब कब इन्होंने बात किया कि वी आर सेम, when and how, when and how, when and how. So in case of when and how, when they started doing this, so they started doing this especially in the late 19th century and the first half of the 20th century. Late 19th century में अरब में क्या हो रहा था बताओ? Define one word. What was there in the Arab in the late 19th century? It is a negative sense में कोई एक चीज बताओ. In the negative sense, colonialism, है ना. So these Arab nations were exploited by European power. Okay, so one such thing, when and how. तो when and how वाले concept में सबसे important point क्या आएगा? European colonialism. So these people were colonized by Europe. So they were thinking that we have been exploited. The colonialism एक हो गया. The second point is that the autocratic rule of Ottoman Empire. Autocratic rule of Ottoman Empire and their decline after the First World War. They decline after the First World War. These things we are coming into known, है ना, इसके बारे में हम समझते हैं. ठीक है, got the point? So are you clear now what is Arab? Arab is this country. What is their purpose? We have discussed when and how. So due to the pressure from colonialism, that they wanted to come out of colonialism, and then other thing is that there is a the Ottoman Empire declined. So there is a autocratic rule of Ottoman Empire. So these people they become this one after this. Okay. So what happened? A starting point. कब स्टार्ट हुआ अरब नेशनलिज्म, है ना, when to start? So the starting point of the Arab nationalism, है ना, let's say with whom they had started, है ना, किनके साथ इन लोगों ने अरब नेशनलिज्म के स्टार्ट की. So there is a person leader and this leader become famous after the World War One and during the World War One. This is a Sharif Hussain. The leader name is Sharif Hussain. Sharif Hussain, who is the one who started talking about the World War One, and he brought Arab revolution against the Ottoman rule. क्या लाया? He brought Arab revolution against Ottoman, है ना, Ottoman के खिलाफ इन्होंने अरब revolution चलाया. This is the no. So they were thinking in the World War One, they were thinking that they will become free. They will become independent and free. So they had brought Arab nationalism. They wanted to unite all these nations together. But do you know what happened? Do you remember? According to the Versailles Treaty, UK and France had divided Arab nations among themselves, है ना, अपने आप को मैंडेट करके they have divided, है ना, मैंडेट रूल कर लिया वहां पे. So they had started a mandate rule and then they had divided themselves. So Arab, so according to the World War One, है ना, but जब स्टार्ट हुआ तो प्रॉब्लम साइन में, but ब्रिटेन एंड फ्रांस हैड डिवाइडेड देमसेल्फ. क्या किया ब्रिटेन और फ्रांस ने? सो वी हैव ब्रिटेन and France had divided themselves, अपने आप को क्या कर लिया? Divided Arab. They divided Arab and they made themselves, है ना, अपने आप को रूल करना शुरू किया. So this is the way Arab nationalism was not working so hard in this time, है ना, अभी तक नहीं काम कर रहा था. So in 1958, in 1948 Israel will join, है ना, यूनाइटेड अरब रिपब्लिक विल ज्वाइन, है ना. तो 1958 सीरिया ज्वाइन इजिप्ट टू एस्टैब्लिश द यूनाइटेड अरब रिपब्लिक, है ना. उसके बाद हट जाएंगे. देन सुएज कैनाल इशू केम इनटू एग्जिस्टेंस, है ना. सीरिया विथड्रॉ फ्रॉम द वार. देन वी हैव सादत नसीर डाइड इन 1970s एंड ऑल. सो दिस इज द अरब नेशनलिज्म स्टार्ट होगा. नाउ द वर्ल्ड वार विल स्टार्ट and there won't be independent nations here at, है ना. But once the world war will end, so with the end of World War II, with the end of World War II, the problem will occur start having, है ना, यहाँ पे प्रॉब्लम स्टार्ट होना शुरू हो जाएगा. So let us discuss one region, one state here. एक राज्य के बारे में हम थोड़ा समझ लेते हैं. That one nation that we should discuss here is ये हम पैलेस्टाइन की बात करते हैं. कौन सा? पैलेस्टाइन. So here is a nation called Palestine. Palestine. So do you know, in the Palestine region, before the rise of Islam, there were Jews who were living. Okay, आप लोग जानते हैं. So before the rise of Islam, there were Jews who were living over these regions, and Jews were pressurized and overthrown from this land after the rise of Islam. Islam के rise होने के बाद इनको यहाँ से हटा दिया. So this was a common heritage. This was a common heritage and culture of Jews. Jews यहाँ पे रह रहे थे. But technically, Jews has no land. Jews has technically no state in the world. उस समय मतलब we are in the 1900, 1980, 1930, Jews has no land. So Jews were living here and there, and they were settled in Germany also. So we know that 6 million Jews were killed by Hitler, है ना, only killed by Hitler. So now, especially in the time of 1897, European Jews जो है, they started demanding their own nation, है ना. The European Jews started demanding their own nation, and they had formed an organization. Jews had formed an organization in 1897. This is called as a World Zionist Organization. Okay, because Jews had no nation. तो सबसे पहले Jews ने क्या किया? Jews had formed an organization in 1897. और इसे क्या नाम था? This name is called World Zionist Organization. World ZIONIS, World Zionist Organization they have made. Okay, tell me one thing. जो मैं अभी ब्लैक पे आई एम राइटिंग डिजिटल बोर्ड, इज दिस रीडेबल टू यू? आप पढ़ पा रहे हैं सही से? रीडेबल है ना? Okay. So in 1897, they formed a World Zionist Organization to claim for the nation, that they have a nation. Okay. Then in the year 1917, there is a Balfour Declaration. There is a declaration called BALFOUR, Balfour Declaration. According to this declaration had supported the Jewish national home. But Nazi Germany, we remember that they have killed so many people after 1933, and the Jews had to flee, and the Jews either they were killed or they fled. So they had lived in the refugee camp here and there. वो वहाँ पे रहना शुरू किए, ठीक है. In the time of World War II, USA had pressurized. Do you remember Palestine after World War One was under the control of Britain? So Palestine was under control of Britain. So USA had pressurized. USA had pressurized. किसने प्रेशराइज किया? USA. USA had pressurized Britain to admit 1,000 Jews. To admit not 1,000. To admit 1 lakh Jews. 1 lakh Jews in the Palestine as a refugee. मतलब 1 लाख ज्यूज जो है रिफ्यूजी के तरह पे पैलेस्टाइन में रहेंगे. हाँ, इट इज टोल्ड टू द ब्रिटेन एज ए प्रेशर, है ना, प्रेशराइज करके इनको बताया गया, ठीक है. सो दिस इज द वे वी कम टू नो हियर. ओके, सो दैट द पॉइंट. 1 lakh Jews was sent here in 1945 after the end of the World War II. Palestine was divided. Palestine was partitioned. Okay, partition किया. The half of the location is allocated as an independent Jew state, है ना, independent Jew state. So Palestine was fully controlled as a mandate. पूरा colonial control था. It was a fully controlled as a mandate power. So it was partitioned in 1947. It was partitioned in 1947, and both the Palestine and uh, the partition nation, which is a nation of Jews, were under control of British government, है ना, जैसे इंडिया कंट्रोल में था. But in 1948, there is a war of a struggle in Palestine, and Israel become independent nation, and Israel become independent nation in 1948. इसके बाद इंडिपेंडेंट नेशन इजराइल बन गया. सो दिस इज द वे इजराइल इज कार्व्ड आउट फ्रॉम पैलेस्टाइन बाय ब्रिटेन. ब्रिटेन द्वारा कार्व आउट हुआ. सो दिस इज द वन. सो दिस थिंग्स आर गोइंग ऑन इन द सेम टाइम. देयर इज अ डिफरेंट. ऑल क्लियर टिल नाउ? अभी तक कोई डाउट है आप लोगों को? यू कैन आस्क मी. एनीवन कैन कमेंट?
Sir, the Britain has only declared, but the actual carving out has been done by the United Nations only.
नो, कार्विंग आउट तो ब्रिटेन ही किया है. Carving out was done by Britain,
Yes,
was done by Britain, okay,
yes,
and then but मतलब this but Israel was not made by Britain. Britain Israel बनाया नहीं था, है ना. Israel created by defeating Palestine, Egypt, Syria, etc. In six, no, उस समय इजराइल नहीं बना. In the Sixth Day War, the Sixth Day War happened very late, है ना. Sixth Day War जो कौन पूछ रहा, अभिनव, the Sixth Day War happened in 1967. In 1967, but Israel जो है इंडिपेंडेंट अपने आप को डिक्लेयर 1948 में ही कर लिया था. So this is not Sixth Day War, हाँ. But in Sixth Day War, Israel become victorious and it had captured so many areas. वो हम थोड़े बाद में अभी 5 मिनट बाद बात करेंगे अभिनव. Okay, Avinav, got the point? So Israel declared itself independent in 1948 only, and then it was a small area. It was a small area. Then it started capturing areas later on, है ना. बड़ा area बाद में capture किया, जो यूनाइटेड नेशन ने किया. अमन जो बोल रहा है, ठीक है. Got the point? So Israel became independent in 1948 from Britain, and Palestine also become independent from Britain. Okay, so two nations were there, and there were two different boundaries, है ना. उतनी बड़ी अभी जितनी बड़ी इजराइल है, उतना बड़ा इजराइल 1948 में नहीं था. This was given by Britain, है ना. So 1 लाख से लेकर कितना बढ़ गए इनके populations, we can see this. Okay, so this is the way. The other event that happened in the Arab nationalism in this time was Suez Canal crisis. कब क्या था? Suez Canal crisis. So we call it a Suez crisis. We have discussed 3 important topics in the Suez crisis yesterday. क्या डिस्कस किया? That how especially Nasir, है ना, its president Nasir had declared what was the full name? So Nasir had declared the nationalization of Suez Canal. Then it is attacked by Israel, then Britain, and then France ने अटैक किया उसको, है ना. We had discussed yesterday. Attack was done. Then USA and USSR came into power here. Then they have pressurized, and finally they withdrew from the war. Okay, Britain and France withdrew from the war. They take their army back, है ना. Yeah, Abdul Nasir, है ना, Mohammed Abdul Nasir. So they have taken their they have taken their army back. So Suez crisis is a very important in the Israel and Arab conflict and Egypt conflict. Okay, so Suez crisis is a very important crisis in the Arab nationalism that we have seen, है ना, हमने देखा. So we have seen. So we are not going to discuss Suez crisis today. Any doubt in the Suez crisis, or shall we move forward? So we know that due to the Suez crisis, the Britain had lost its world power, है ना, self image में loss हुआ था. So that we have seen yesterday. Okay. So Suez crisis happened in 1956, and after Suez crisis, let us discuss. So Suez crisis में कौन involved है? Egypt भी involved है और Israel भी involved है. Okay. So after that, let us see the Sixth Day War. So most important event happened after the Suez crisis in 1956. Suez crisis of 1956. After this, the most important event happened in the world will be the Sixth Day War. Sixth Day War. So let us discuss one by one that what is the Sixth Day War. So this Sixth Day War is the war between Arab and Israel conflict, है ना? So this is Arab and Israel conflict. So there are three Arab states, three Arab states, namely Egypt, Iraq, and Syria. Namely Egypt, Iraq, and Syria. Egypt, Iran, and Syria. These nations, है ना, they were not signing. They joined forces and then they had fought a battle. They had fought a battle, and these people had attacked over this one, and they fought a battle against Israel. इजराइल के साथ इन तीनों देश का बैटल हुआ. इन दिस बैटल these three countries had been badly defeated. These three countries had been, especially Egypt, Iraq, and Syria, Arab nations जो है, had been badly defeated, and Israel has captured many areas from these nations, especially Golan Heights. So do you remember from Syria, Israel has captured Golan Heights. Golan Heights region is captured from Israel. Then Sinai Peninsula is captured from Egypt. Sinai Peninsula is captured from Egypt. And then the other regions, Jerusalem and West Bank. And he had Jerusalem and West Bank is captured from Jordan. किससे ले लिया इन्होंने? Jordan से. So these are the nations have been captured. And then Israel becomes so much powerful in the Sixth Day War. He had won the war. Okay, and after this, the Israel become the more powerful nation, and it had extended its area. अपने area को क्या किया इन्होंने? Extend किया. However, United Nations had जॉर्डन वार में नहीं था, बट इट वाज अ पार्ट ऑफ अरब नेशन, सो इट हैड सपोर्टेड. जैसे मान लो कोई देश वार में नहीं रहेगा, इफ एनी नेशन इज बिकमिंग पावरफुल, तो ऑफकोर्स कैप्चर करेगा ना. तो इट वाज साइलेंटली, बट द रीजन से भी इट वाज सपोर्टिंग द अरब नेशंस, सो इट वाज कैप्चर, है ना, इट वाज कैप्चर. सो जॉर्डन से भी कैप्चर कर लिया. सो यूनाइटेड नेशंस हैड ऑर्डर इजराइल टू एक्सेप्ट दिस स्टेट एज ए बफर जोन. इन सब स्टेट को बोला बफर जोन बनाइए, है ना, बट ऐसा नहीं हुआ. ही हैड कैप्चर. फिर इसमें सोवियत यूनियन ने रियलाइज किया. सोवियत यूनियन हैड सपोर्टेड वेपन्स to Egypt and Syria. Soviet Union supported weapons to Egypt and Syria, and then subsequent conflict happened. फिर से conflict होना शुरू हो गया, तो conflict होता ही रहा. So this is a 6 days war in which Israel became very powerful because it had captured many parts of Arab nation and also extended its area in the Palestine. तो Palestine में भी अपना एरिया बढ़ा रहे हैं और दूसरी जगह से कब्जा कर रहे हैं. तो दिस इज द वे इजराइल वाज बिकम पावरफुल. ओके, सो अरब नेशनलिज्म में हम मेन थिंग देखें. देयर इज अदर बैटल दैट हैपेंड, एंड दैट इज अ फेमस बैटल अपार्ट फ्रॉम दिस वन. The other battle is known as the Yom Kippur War. YOM, Yom KIPPUR, Kippur War of 1973. And Sixth Day War happened in 1967. कब हुआ था? 1967. Okay, everyone clear? So in this Yom Kippur War in the 1973, what is going to happen in this war? It is a surprise attack. So इस वार में क्या हुआ? Especially these nations called Egypt and Syria. Egypt and Syria surprisingly attacked over Israel. Israel पे attack कर दिया. And in this attack, Soviet Union was supporting Egypt and Syria with weapons. है ना, weapons से इन्होंने support किया. This battle happened. Many things happen in these nations. है ना. In this crisis, initially the Arab nations had a success. Arab nation को success मिला शुरू में. So Arabian states had some successful, but Israel managed to turn the side. है ना. तो शुरुआत में Arab successful मिला, but finally the success was in the hand of Israel. है ना. But Israel was also facing a problem. Israel also facing a problem. So in this way, what happened? Many things happened after this war. है ना. Successful last में हुआ Israel को, but the initial success was in the hand of Arabs. So what happened? Due to this, the Suez Canal was opened after 1975. है ना, जब when Israel had withdraw from the forces, Israel ने अपना फोर्स विड्रॉ कर लिया और सुइज कनाल सबके लिए ओपन किया गया, बिकॉज दैट इज इंपॉर्टेंट. है ना. अब इसमें क्या हुआ? वंस अरब नेशन वाज डिफीटेड, जैसे ही अरब नेशन डिफीट हुआ, इट बिकम एग्रेसिव एंड वायलेंट. Getting the point? Initially, Arab nation was good in the war, but it was defeated, and then it was humiliated. The Arab nation was humiliated by especially Israel. Arab nation become very much violent. Egypt and Syria become very much violent. So इन्होंने क्या किया? Let us see. It was not only violent on the USA, on the Israel, but the whole world. पूरे world पे violent हो गया. क्या violent हुआ? These nation had reduced the oil supply. सबसे पहला इन्होंने काम किया. They have reduced oil supplies. ये खत्म कर दिया. Second point, ये इसलिए कर रहे थे because okay, they had. Can you imagine that why Arabian nations had reduced the oil supplies? Just can you say the argument why? Any other reason? Anyone want to say something? Because European nation were tied with Israel. Israel को support कर रहे थे off the record, है ना. So that is why the European nation was supporting Israel. So that is why इन्होंने oil supply ही बंद कर दिया. So when the oil supply was closed, it went to inflation, है ना. तो market में क्या आ गया? It went to the inflation in the market, and it is a wide shortage, है ना. And then Egypt had also celebrated it, है ना. इसको इस चीज को Egypt ने celebrate भी किया. These all things happened in the 1975. When these things are happening, इसके बाद USA enter into the matter, और USA had made an agreement. USA ने एक agreement sign करवाया इन सबको. They said that you need to sign an agreement. So USA enter into the matter after this incident, and this term in the world is known as the Iran. This is known as the Egypt-Israel peace path. क्या बोलते हैं? This is known as Egypt-Israel peace path. Okay. Egypt peace path, or in other word, this word is also known as CAMP, Camp David Treaty. Okay. So USA enter into the matter. So in 1979, after 3-4 years, 1979, the US President Jimmy Carter brought about a historical peace agreement between Israel and EPIC. According to this peace agreement, Israel had given commitment to withdraw its troops from the Sinai Peninsula. Okay, and in return, Egypt had pledged not to launch any further attack against Israel. ये agreement था, है ना, according to a Camp David Accords. Okay. Additionally, Egypt granted the supply of oil from recently discovered wells, जो भी चीज हुआ, and then Egypt permitted Israeli ships to use the Suez Canal. So this is the way agreement was done and USA played a very important role in this problem. Okay, ये सब यहाँ पे ये problems हुआ अभी तक. So 1979 the problem had been solved. Israel problem solve हुआ. अब बाद में चल के फिर हम देखते हैं the problem is still there, है ना. There is a fight, clash and happening and both the nations are living in the टेंशन. सो हमें पहले ये बोल सकते हैं कि अरब नेशनलिज्म का जो आइडिया था यूनाइटेड का, वो आइडिया सफल नहीं लिया. तो वी विल आल्सो सी व्हाई दिस आइडिया इज नॉट सफल इन द लास्ट, है ना, व्हाई इट वाज नॉट सक्सेसफुल इन द लास्ट वन. सो दिस इज द वन वी डिस्कस. अदर इंपॉर्टेंट इवेंट हैपन हियर इज अ ईरान इराक वार, जो अरब में जो टेंशन देगा. द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग्स विल कम इज अ ईरान इराक वार. ओके, ईरान इराक. एंड हु इज द मोस्ट इंपोर्टेंट लीडर ऑफ द वार? कौन बताएगा? ईरान इराक वार में सबसे इंपोर्टेंट लीडर कौन है? एनीवन?
सर सद्दाम हुसैन.
सद्दाम हुसैन, है ना. सो द ईरान इराक वार में द मोस्ट इंपोर्टेंट पर्सन सद्दाम हुसैन. सो दिस वार स्टार्टेड फ्रॉम 1980 ऑनवर्ड्स. So this started from 1980 onwards, and after 1980 to 1988, a tussle happened between this one. Tussle happened, and this was especially involved by Sat Al Arab waterway, which is the important waterway, crucial outlet for the oil export. इसके बीच में हुआ. So one conflict was because of the Sat Al Arab waterways, another Shia Sunni conflict. ये दोनों चर्चित में हुआ. So this happened. Persian group में war हुआ, and then finally what happened? This war is subsequently known as a Gulf War. इस बार क्या हुआ? Gulf War, Gulf region, GULF, Gulf War. This happened in 1990. 1990. In the Gulf War, what happened? Israel had, Iraq had captured Kuwait. Once Kuwait was captured, Kuwait was a very important source for oil transfer export. Once the Kuwait was captured by Saddam Hussein, it became a very important one, है ना. तो ये बहुत problems हुआ. And after this, once the Kuwait was captured, the world became against Saddam Hussein. World पूरा सद्दाम हुसैन के खिलाफ आया. United Nations had given decisions. United Nations had put trade restrictions on Iraq in the 1990s. So the trade restrictions on Iraq, then इन्होंने they have derived from the target की export में Saddam Hussein faced an ultimatum to withdraw from the Kuwait, but the problems still continues. There are more than 30 nations in the world who had supported United Nations in this claim that he was not one, because oil resources are very important things. Okay, so जैसे Iraq problem आया, the Iraq and the Kuwait problem become a very important thing in the World War II. In the world after 1980. 1980 के बाद बहुत problem हुआ. So this is the things, and we know that he was a dictator for the so many decades, and then finally when he especially he left the power, जब वो power उनके हाथ से चला गया in 2003. What happened? The USA had captured him, है ना. USA had played a very important role in helping the Iraqian government, new government, to capture Saddam Hussein. He was put on trial. And according to a special Iraqi according to a special tribunal named Iraqi Special Tribunal was made to put trial on Saddam Hussein. He was found guilty of killing hundreds of people, especially he was full guilty. He was tried for the crimes against humanity, war crimes and genocide he had done in the 1980s. So 1980s में जो crime उसने किया था as a leader, he was punished by the Iraqi authority. He was hanged, and on the date 30 December 2006, he was executed. And then the video was made, viral. So ऐसा वीडियो वायरल कभी नहीं हुआ है. And the world become in supporter of this death, and the world was divided into two parts. One world was supporting Saddam Hussein execution, and other world was criticizing the authority, that why USA playing that game role. In that time I was a student and I had heard this news. So I had a sympathetic feeling for Saddam Hussein. In that time I don't know what क्या करना था. I think I was in that time I was in the मे बी 8th एंड 9th क्लास में, 8th 7th 8th क्लास में था मैं. So I had no knowledge about that. Okay, but I had through newspaper I came to know, and I had a sympathy on Saddam Hussein. So what do you think about all of you? Do you have any sympathy? और इन्होंने क्या किया? ब्रिटेन USA was wrong in putting him on trial, और क्या था बताओ? Can you say something for 2 minutes? When the Saddam Hussein, the national head is being tried by the USA, world power. Saddam Hussein को बाद में मारा गया. Anyone can say something? You know, na, the role of USA in the capture of Saddam Hussein, the video proof देना, सब चीज करना. Everything is done by Iraqi government, but supported by United States. Am I audible to you? Okay, no comment. All right. Of course, he was the one, है ना? इन्होंने कुछ भी, yeah,
Sir,
saying
he
something.
was only responsible for the attacks.
But USA ने जो किया सही था.
The punishment which he got in the last was very much brutal, that we can say.
Okay. And USA involvement should not be there, है ना? USA involvement नहीं होना चाहिए. USA had destroyed Iraq, है ना? USA had technically destroyed Iraq in this way. Okay. Okay, let's not discuss in more detail about it. So this is the way education of Saddam Hussein happened. So the point is that Arab जो चाहता था हुआ नहीं, है ना? The main demand of Arab nationalism was the common political and cultural ideology. They wanted to unite their history, identity, and heritage. That was not successful. Why these things are not successful, है ना? Why the things are not successful? Can we see some of the point? आप लोग बोल सकते हैं. Why Arab people could not unite themselves, these nations, और आपस में फाइट करते रहे. सुइज क्राइसिस में इजराइल ने हुआ, सीरिया इज देयर, इजिप्ट इज देयर, सऊदी अरेबिया है. So why are they not successful? So most important point for which we can say that they are not the सबसे पहला है sectarian divide. Okay, very nice. So first important thing that they are not successful because of their internal problems, है ना? तो एक तो हो जाए sectarian divide, है ना? Why are they not successful, है ना? पहला सवाल है why not succeed. Simple, one by one जो आप आंसर दे रहे हैं. There is a sectarian divide. Okay, sectarian divide. Second point, anyone has written? No one has written. Okay, national interest, can we say the national interest of each nation? दे आप वो अपना अपना पार्टिसिपेट नहीं कर रहे थे. ईरान, सीरिया, अर्सिया, सुन्नी. हाँ, सेक्टरियन डिवाइड तो हो गया है ना, सेक्टरियन डिवाइड. ओके, सो देन वी कैन से नेशनल इंटरेस्ट. ऑल ऑफ दिस नेशन हैड national interest, national and regional interest. So apart from being a same religion and all, these people all had national and regional interest. अपना अपना interest था, है ना? Okay, the Cold War, can be say Cold War also a region. These nations were divided on the Cold War, है ना? Cold War and non-alignment. So that is a region. So Saudi, these are the main things, and then we have an impact of regional conflicts. Are the main? These are the main reasons behind that Arab nationalism was not successful. But Arab tried to unite. And this is the way we understood this topic. Okay, everyone, all clear? Arab nationalism. Any doubt? So can you write answer of 150 to 250 word from these points? What is Arab nationalism? और इससे सुइज कैनाल पे क्वेश्चन आ चुका है ना, तो वन क्वेश्चन कैन बी ऑन द अरब नेशनलिज्म ओनली इन द वर्ल्ड हिस्ट्री. So start from the World War One, we will come to this time. अभी तक हम आएंगे. And what is the main significance of Arab? अभी के दुनिया में क्या significance है? अरब ने क्या किया है, क्या नहीं ज्वाइन किया है? कुछ हम इनके main themes दे सकते हैं कि क्या main चीज है. ठीक है? Okay, so let us discuss the other topic of today, that is a political philosophies. Okay, in this topic हमने सारे टॉपिक पहले ही डिस्कस कर चुके हैं वन बाय वन. देयर इज नथिंग न्यू, है ना? आपको भी नहीं पता होगा और आपने मॉडर्न इंडिया में भी आपने बहुत चीज पढ़ा होगा. ठीक है, सो देयर इज नथिंग न्यू. So let us discuss one by one that what is several political philosophies, है ना? And I will give you notes for this one. इसके notes मैंने अच्छे से बनाए हैं, so I will give you notes for this one. So this is also there in the post independent India. New political philosophies. New political philosophies टॉपिक है हमारा. ओके, या दैट इज द मेन, है ना. और जेरूसलम जो है, जेरूसलम जो रीजन है कहाँ पे है आप जानते हो, उस पर कितना अटैक होता है. जेरूसलम इज द थर्ड इम्पोर्टेंट प्लेस ऑफ इस्लाम, है ना. वन इज मक्का मदीना, टू, एंड थर्ड इज जेरूसलम. सो वी नो अबाउट एंड दैट इज अंडर दैट, है ना. सो न्यू पॉलिटिकल फिलोसफी में क्या क्या टॉपिक है. सो वी नो व्हाट इज द फिलोसफी, व्हाट इज थिंग्स आर देयर, है ना. तो एक एक करके बात करते हैं. व्हाट आर द टॉपिक्स, एक एक करके बात कर लेते हैं. वन टॉपिक इज मोनार्की. क्या है monarchy? So do you know that what is political philosophy? Monarchy सबको पता है ना. What is monarchy? Monarchy is a world oldest institutions, है ना. It involves the concentration of supreme power in a monarch. There is one person who is a very powerful in the monarchy, that is a king, है ना. So in historical terms इसका simple मतलब होता है absolute power. Monarchy means a king is having a absolute power. और तीन चार और कीवर्ड कीवर्ड बताओ. मोनार्की, मोनार्की आने पे क्या है याद आ रहा है आपको? व्हाट आर द थिंग्स यू आर रिमेम्बरिंग? वन इज एब्सोल्यूट पावर, इट इज ओल्डेस्ट इंस्टीट्यूशन, देन द किंग डिराइव्स ऑल द थिंग्स. और चीज क्या आता है? इट इज अ हेरिडेटरी नेचर, है ना. सो द मोनार्की इज हेरिडेटरी नेचर. एंड देन देयर इज चैलेंजेस. कुछ एग्जांपल्स हम दे सकते हैं. देयर इज अ वर्ड, जैसे इफ यू रिमेंबर Balban. Balban said, "Jile ilahi," that he is a representative of God. So monarchy is having a king's right. The monarchy claims there is a divine rights of the king. The king is representative of the earth, of the God, है ना. So monarchy embodies absolute and totalitarian power. ये सबसे बड़ी मोनार्की की है, ठीक है. सो दिस फॉर्म ऑफ गवर्नमेंट्स ऑफन रिजल्ट्स इन ऑटोक्रेटिक रूल. इनके रूल क्या होता है? हमेशा ज्यादातर तौर में ऑटोक्रेटिक रूल होता है, वेयर द इंक्लूडिंग द पावर्स ओवर लाइफ एंड डेथ, डेथ सेंटेंस वगैरह आराम से दे सकते हैं. सो दिस इज नोन एज अ मोनार्की. ये हम फर्स्ट जो पॉलिटिकल सिस्टम जो आता है उसे हम क्या बोलते हैं? मोनार्की. सो मोनार्की इज द वन दैट वी नो. अदर थिंग इन द पॉलिटिकल फिलोसफी, दैट इज अ ऑथोरिटेरियनिज्म. AUTHORITARIAN. Authoritarianism. What is this word? This word simply means it's a political history में a total dictatorship, है ना. Authoritarian means total dictatorship. Give me two example, two real ruler who were authoritarianism so much. One example is Hitler, है ना, Nazi Germany. So Hitler, then we have Mussolini, then we have General Tojo, Francisco Franco. These are the examples we come to know. So authoritarianism is a rule in which the state is authoritarian ruling. वो dictatorship की टाइम में आ गई. जो सोवियत यूनियन में हमारे पास स्टालिन है, जोसेफ स्टालिन. डोनाल्ड ट्रम्प को बोल सकते हैं. वो तो मॉडर्न टाइम में डेमोक्रेसी है, नहीं बोल सकते उसको. Okay. Then in China we have Mao Zedong. Mao Zedong China में है ना. General Leaf है. These are the things we come to know in the authoritarianism. In North Korea we have the Kim family, और अभी का जो पर्सन है Kim Jong. So these are the rulers who are in the authoritarianism. अभी कोई authoritarianism rule है in world में? Any other example? Do you know any other example of authoritarianism in the world this time? Any ruler, any leader? पुतिन,
Sir,
है ना.
North
पुतिन.
Korea.
नॉर्थ कोरिया तो हो गया, नॉर्थ कोरिया. एंड देन पुतिन, रसिया. सो दीज आर द, पुतिन हो गया. सो दीज आर द ऑथोरिटेरियन रूल्स. चाइना में भी हम सेम तरह से बोल सकते हैं, है ना, शी जिनपिंग. सो दीज आर द एग्जांपल्स वी कम टू नो. एक वर्ड है ऑथोरिटेरियनिज्म, है ना. सो ये वर्ड है, मैं आपको नोट्स अच्छे से बनाया हूं, वो भी पढ़ लेना एक बार. बट दीज आर द थिंग्स, है ना, दीज आर द टॉपिक. ये मेन इसकी डिफिनेशन हमें समझना चाहिए, ठीक है. दूसरी जो फिलॉसफी है हमारे पास, एक वर्ड है डिक्टेटरशिप. क्या है? डिक्टेटरशिप. डिक्टेटरशिप क्या होता है? इट इज सिमिलर टू द ऑथोरिटेरियनिज्म ओनली, बट इट इज अ फॉर्म ऑफ गवर्नमेंट वेयर द रूलर होल्ड्स पावर विदाउट द कंसेंट ऑफ द पीपल. डिक्टेटरशिप में द रूलर होल्ड्स द पावर विदाउट द कंसेंट ऑफ द पीपल, मेकिंग डिसीजंस यूनिलैटरली, है ना। और इसमें डिक्टेटरशिप में ऑथोरिटेरियनिज्म, टोटलिटेरियनिज्म, ये सारे वर्ड आते हैं। ऑथोरिटेरियनिज्म, टोटलिटेरियनिज्म वर्ड्स केम, है ना। इसमें क्या होता है, इन द टोटलिटेरियन गवर्नमेंट द करिस्मेटिक लीडर, जो लीडर जो होते हैं करिस्मेटिक होते हैं, ही इज अ सुपरनेचुरल पावर, है ना। और इनके रिजीम हैज नो चैलेंज, कोई चैलेंज नहीं होता है। सो दीज आर द टर्म्स वी कम टू नो, ये मेन मेन वर्ड्स यहाँ पे हमें देखने को मिलता है। मोनार्की, डिक्टेटरशिप, ऑथोरिटेरियनिज्म, है ना। दीज आर द कैन वी से मोनार्की एंड डिक्टेटरशिप हैव सिमिलर फीचर? नहीं, सिमिलर फीचर नहीं होता है। मोनार्की में तो किंग होता है, डिक्टेटरशिप में क्या होता है, चुन के आता है ज्यादा समय, है ना। द ही विल बी चूजन बाय द पीपल, लाइक हिटलर, लाइक पुतिन। इलेक्शन तो होते हैं ना, इलेक्शन तो होते ही हैं। तो दिस डिफरेंट, मोनार्की में तो इलेक्शन नहीं होता है, ये सब नहीं होता है ना। ऐसे में इलेक्शन होता है, बट इलेक्शन करवा के फिर डिक्टेटरशिप बनता है ना। सो दिस इज डिफरेंट बिटवीन दिस टू वर्ड विशाल, ओके। देन द वर्ड कम डेमोक्रेसी, कौन सा वर्ड है? ये सब आप पोल साइंस में भी पढ़ते होंगे डिटेल में। डेमोक्रेसी, डेमोक्रेसी मतलब वी नो दैट इट इज अ it is a function where the people are chosen, the people choose their leaders. That is called democracy. In the democracy there are different forms of democracy, है ना। One is a parliamentary democracy, other is a constitutional democracy, then we have a presidential democracy. There are many features. India is having a presidential democracy with the feature called the prime minister and the president, and we are known as a republic, है ना। So we are the republic democratic. So there are different types of democracy. So democracy concept हो गया। Other word is a republicanism. क्या word है? Republicanism. Republicanism. In this concept of republicanism, what is this one? So ancient India, do you remember we had republic states called, क्या उसका नाम बोलते थे, किसको याद है? What are those key word बोलो? गन एंड सन, वेरी नाइस श्रेया, है ना। सो वी ऑलरेडी हैड अ गन एंड सन। और इनके रूल को क्या बोलते थे श्रेया? व्हाट इज इंग्लिश टर्म व्हिच वर डिफरेंट फ्रॉम रिपब्लिक? रिमेंबर एनीवन? It starts with O. Oligarchy, very nice. So we had an oligarchy form of government in the ancient time. So, and also in the Greek republican states were there. So this is a form of government from the ancient time. And in this form, what happened? A leader is chosen from the people rather than by being a hereditary. Rather than being a hereditary, embodies democratic principle of representation, accountability and reconciliation. इसमें बहुत सारे theories है जो आप देखना। इसमें सबसे बड़ी फिलोसफर है प्रिंस। सबसे बड़ी जो फिलोसफर उनका नाम है मैकियावेली। सो मैकियावेली इज द वन, हिज नेम, ही हैज रिटन अ बुक कॉल्ड द प्रिंस, है ना। इस रिफॉर्मेशन के टाइम पे ही हैड रिटन अ बुक कॉल्ड प्रिंस, एंड इन दैट प्रिंस ही डिफाइंस that especially he sought to revive the republicanism through admiration for the ancient Rome Republic, and he defined करते हैं what is the job of king, king का क्या काम होना चाहिए। तो he wanted to revive the idea of republicanism in his book called The Prince. It's a very famous book. Other person is a Montesquieu. He has written the book, क्या book था बताओ, किसको याद है? What is the book of the Montesquieu in which he has written that there should be a separation of power? Executive power, judiciary power, and legislative power will be separate, should be separate. What is the name of the book?
लेवाइथन।
नहीं, जिसमें सेपरेट किया है उस बुक का नाम क्या है? सेपरेट वाले का Montesquieu, Spirit of the Laws. क्या बुक का नाम है? Spirit of the Laws, in which he condemned monarchy for establishing authoritarian rule, and he advocated for the separation of power. But he was not against monarchy. He condemned monarchy because it became authoritarianism, but he was supporting the separation of power. Then we have Thomas Paine. He also talked about the common sense. की बात करते हैं, फिर अपोनेंट बोलते हैं that common sense, he championed individual rights and all. Then we have James Madison. These all things are included in the notes, okay. एक उसके बाद वर्ड है डेमोक्रेसी एंड रिपब्लिकनिज्म, जो दोनों साथ मिलके चलता है। So other word is डेमोक्रेसी प्लस रिपब्लिकनिज्म। इसमें क्या होता है? इंडिया इज वन सच एग्जांपल, है ना, दैट वी आर डेमोक्रेसी आल्सो, वी आर रिपब्लिकनिज्म आल्सो। सो यहाँ पे सिंपली दोनों जब साथ में मिलकर, जैसे ब्रिटेन में डिस्पाइट अ डेमोक्रेटिक प्रैक्टिस देयर इज absence of elective head. So Britain is not a democratic republican state, it is just a डेमोक्रेसी भी है, वहां पे मोनार्की भी है ना. So it's a different things. Okay. रूसो ने अपने बुक में डिफाइन किया है, मोंटेस्क्यू हैज डिफाइंड व्हाट इज द सेपरेशन ऑफ पावर एंड ऑल दिस थिंग्स आर देयर. ओके. सो इस चीज को हम इतना जानते हैं. अपार्ट फ्रॉम इट द अदर वर्ड इज लिबरलिज्म. क्या वर्ड है फिलोसफी में? अदर फिलोसफी इज अ फिलोसफी ऑफ लिबरलिज्म. लिबरलिज्म मतलब क्या होता है? इट स्टार्ट्स फ्रॉम द फ्री मार्केट. डू यू रिमेंबर? Liberalism word starts from the free market, that is especially coming from the Adam Smith, who has written the book called Wealth of Nation, in which he defines the free market. क्या define करता है? That there should be a concept of free market. So free market concept starts from Adam Smith, and then the liberalism started. And who is called as the father of liberalism? Anyone remember who is called as the father of liberalism? And he defined the political philosophy कि
Sir,
किस तरह
John
से
Locke.
state. John Locke, है ना? So he defined the political philosophy. He especially talks about the natural rights, the rights of life, liberty, and property. He was urging the government to safeguard these rights. These rights की बात करता है ना? Government will not intervene whatsoever. Yeah. So he also talks the government about that you should support it. And on the idea of liberalism, the French Revolution is found, the liberty, equality, and fraternity की हम बात करते हैं, ठीक है? Then we have Harold Lasky. Harold Lasky is a philosopher who noted liberalism is not easily defined, but rather a habit of mind. Mind की हमारी habit है, किस तरह से हम चलते हैं. And then other person is a John Stuart Mill. कौन सा है? John Stuart Mill. Do you know who was John Stuart Mill? John Stuart Mill was a son of James Mill. Do you remember? James Mill had written the history of British India in two parts, Hindu, Muslim, or British. So he's the son of James Mill. So he has written a book called On Liberty, and in that debate on that book, he championed the principle of liberalism, that individual freedom should only be limited टू प्रिवेंट हार्म टू अदर्स, अदरवाइज उनको सारा पावर देना चाहिए, है ना? ही स्पेशली अलाइन लिबरल थ्योरी और डिफाइन करते हैं, है ना? लिबरलिज्म ये हमने देख लिया. देन अदर वर्ड इज अ मार्क्सिज्म, जो हम जानते हैं. मार्क्सिज्म में सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट बुक की नाम बताओ अमन, दो इंपॉर्टेंट बुक का. कार्ल मार्क्स हैज रिटन.
Sir, Das Capital.
Yeah, Das Capital and Communist Manifesto, है ना? Communist Manifesto. So Das Capital and Communist Manifesto is written by him. So he is the man. He especially taught many things, and he is called as the father of Marxism. And he had a very good friend called Friedrich Engels. So Friedrich Engels and Karl Marx had an idea कि how to conform. तो especially उनकी जो सबसे important जो concept है Karl Marx का, that is a class struggle. कौन सा है? Class struggle, that the society is living in the class struggle. It is a central tenet in the Marxism thought. Class struggle is basically identified as the defining feature of history in class societies. It depends on economic activity, but the class जो हमेशा struggle करता रहता है. The lower class is struggling with the upper class because of the theory. इनकी जो theory है, they talk about theory of dictatorship, proletariat की बात करते हैं. So Karl Marx wanted to establish a proletariat rule. जो सबसे बड़े जो फॉलोअर है कार्ल मार्क्स के लीडर में, that is Vladimir Lenin. Lenin is the one. Then we have Stalin. Then we have Mao Zedong. These are the persons who are the follower of Marxism. ठीक है, मार्क्सिज्म की थ्योरी हमने देखा. Apart from Marxism, we have कार्ल मार्क्स हमने देख लिया. Then other theory is a communism. एक है communism. Then one word है socialism. So communism क्या होता है? Communism is an economic system characterized by the collective ownership of property by community, aiming for complete social equity. Communism जो word है, it's different from Karl Marx. Marxism से थोड़ा different है, but दोनों same features है, दोनों same feature है. But these two words are different. Marxism is the main ideology of Karl Marx, and communism is the ideology of a economic system. ये स्टेट अगर किसी स्टेट में कम्युनिज्म है मतलब द स्टेट इज हैविंग कंट्रोलिंग द प्रॉपर्टी फॉर द इक्वल डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन टू एवरीवेयर. तो ये मेन बात करता है देयर शुड बी अ कॉमन कंप्लीट इक्विटी की बात करता है, कलेक्टिव ओनरशिप ऑफ प्रॉपर्टी. द इंडिविजुअल शुड नॉट बी द ओनर ऑफ प्रॉपर्टी. द स्टेट इंडिविजुअल, क्योंकि इंडिविजुअल के पास प्रॉपर्टी होगा तो ही विल ग्रो मोर एंड मोर. तो ये बात करता है इंडिविजुअल प्रॉपर्टी की बात करती है कि देयर शुड बी अ नो इंडिविजुअल प्रॉपर्टी बट इट्स ओनरशिप की बात करते हैं, स्टेट ओनरशिप, कम्युनिटी ओनरशिप, सो दैट द स्टेट एंड द कम्युनिटी टू टेक केयर ऑफ एवरीवन, सारा का टेक केयर करे, है ना। स्पेशली इट टॉक्स अबाउट कॉमन इकोनॉमिक की बात करता है कम्युनिज्म, वेयर एज सोशलिज्म टॉक्स अबाउट द इक्वलिटी ऑफ सोसाइटी, सोशलिज्म टॉक्स अबाउट द इक्वलिटी ऑफ सोसाइटी। तो सोशलिज्म द मेन एजेंडा ऑफ कम्युनिज्म इज सोशलिज्म, और मार्क्सिज्म का मेन एजेंडा सोशलिज्म है। सो ऑल थ्री वर्ड्स मार्क्सिज्म, कम्युनिज्म, सोशलिज्म आर डिफरेंट, बट द मेन एजेंडा इनका होता है द इक्वल अपॉर्चुनिटी फॉर एवरीवन, है ना। एंड दीज थ्री वर्ड्स आर इंटर रिलेटेड आल्सो, इन डिफरेंट इन सम सेंस एंड इंटर रिलेटेड इन सम सेंस आल्सो। सो दिस इज सोशलिज्म, ओके। अपार्ट फ्रॉम इट वी हैव अ कैपिटलिज्म। क्या वर्ड है कैपिटलिज्म? कैपिटलिज्म, सो कैपिटलिज्म इज द वन, आप सब जानते हैं कैपिटलिज्म का वर्ड कहां से आया? It came after the mercantilism. This word came after the mercantilism in the 18th century, and the capitalism word starts from the idea of Adam Smith और laissez-faire. Laissez-faire के idea से start होता है, and Adam Smith laissez-faire idea went to the free market, and the market should be free. And American Revolution is one such example of capitalism, है ना? That it was fighting for the capitalism against the mercantilism. So capitalism is that one. So it word होता है crony capitalism and all. So these things are there in this part. Okay. So I hope you understood the philosophies, main terms है. I will give you the notes. एक और चीज है जो हमने नहीं बात किया है. We will discuss in the modern post independent वाले में discuss कर लेंगे. One is a Gandhian philosophy. Okay. So other theory is a Gandhism. So इसमें time लगेगा. तो I am not discussing today. Some other
Sir,
day
I
we
want to
will.
ask one thing.
हाँ.
सर पोस्ट इंडिपेंडेंस मंडे से स्टार्ट हो जाएगा अभी जो कमिंग मंडे?
मतलब they were saying they will start a batch, but I don't know whether they will start art and culture or post independent.
नो, या तो आर्ट एंड कल्चर या पोस्ट, जो भी स्टार्ट होगा वो मंडे से हो जाएगा या थोड़ा मतलब गैप के बाद होगा? दैट आई वांट टू नो.
What do you want?
नो सर, इमीडिएटली स्टार्ट हो जाए तो अच्छा है, क्योंकि प्रीलिम्स भी आ रहे हैं तो टाइम से सिलेबस कंप्लीट हो जाएगा. दैट्स व्हाई.
Okay, they will start. I will tell them.
यस यस सर.
So we will do the Gandhian philosophy later on. Also, I will share the note. You please read the Gandhian philosophy, है ना? आप पढ़ लेना. मैं आज ही दूंगा, है ना? Can this
ओके सर.
philosophy exist at the same time in society? हाँ, है ना श्रेया? ये सारे philosophy सोसाइटी में कैपिटलिज्म भी है, मोनार्की भी तो है. अगर आप कुछ देश पे जाए तो मोनार्की इज आल्सो देयर. ब्रिटेन में देखिए मोनार्की ऐसा रूल नहीं चलता है, तो मोनार्की इज देयर, कैपिटलिज्म इज देयर, सोशलिज्म इज देयर इन सब कंट्री. इंडिया में सोशलिज्म भी है, सोशलिज्म है. देयर सम पॉलिटिकल पार्टी हु टॉक अबाउट सोशलिज्म. देन सब चीज तो है ही है साथ में, डिक्टेटरशिप भी चलता है ना. सो एवरीथिंग्स आर देयर, पर इनमें सबसे बेस्ट क्या है और कौन जानता है ना. और क्या बोल रही है अभिनव? बोल रहा है स्टार्ट कल्चर वी नीड. So maybe post independent is not the lengthy topic है, lengthy नहीं है. पोस्ट इंडिपेंडेंस से क्वेश्चन सिर्फ मेंस वाले आते हैं, ठीक है, मेंस पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से. सो वी विल डू द मेंस वाइज रिवीजन हम कर लेंगे. इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक जो है टेक इट करेंगे एंड वी विल डू इट. ओके, ऑलराइट. सो आई विल सजेस्ट अ बुक फॉर पोस्ट इंडिपेंडेंस आल्सो. विल सी यू ऑन मंडे. ओके, और नेक्स्ट वीक क्लास टेस्ट है हमारा, ठीक है. सब एवरीवन प्लीज प्रिपेयर एंशिएंट, मिडिवल एंड वर्ल्ड हिस्ट्री. ओके, okay, we'll see you tomorrow. We'll see you on Monday. See you.